Welcome to Pure Hustle Podcast. I'm Mike.
And this is Orlando, and we're here for another Monday minisode.
Yeah, Monday minisodes are where we get to kind of focus in on one specific aspect of reselling, one topic for, a short amount of time, 8 to 10 minutes. You get the information you want to know, no extra fluff, no extra stories, just the relevant information. But if you're the kind of person that is like, you know what, I'm starving for reselling, just discussions and topics and stories, plus tons of information, check out our longer form podcast. Every single Wednesday we release, an hour to, I think our upcoming episode's going to be like an hour and a half coming up here pretty soon. We've got longer episodes where we talk about our stories, specific items that we're buying, things you should be looking out for, reselling news. So we've got longer form podcasts, but today we're going to be talking about unpaid items. So unpaid items on eBay. Are you kidding me?
So let's give some context here. So I'm sure there's a video out there, but I don't know if there's been any video that's been directly aimed at eBay. Is this like an open letter to eBay? Is that what we're doing here? That's kind of what we're doing here.
I feel like we should have spent a little more time if we were going to open letter it. Like we should have like actually written it out and like been like, okay, eBay.
But we want you in the comments to let us know.
Yes.
Do you agree with this? What else would you add? What are your thoughts? And again, Mike and I aren't very big on rant sessions, RANT sessions, right? We always try to keep it positive, but we want to keep it real.
We should totally clickbait this title and be like, eBay sucks as like our tagline.
No, you need to just title it why eBay needs to end unpaid items.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't get clicks. Like I've seen I know what it is that gets clicks. Like to get clicks, you got to say eBay sucks or like why eBay will never succeed.
But our listeners know that that's not how we feel about eBay.
It's true. It's true. We love eBay.
We love eBay.
But that's not how you get clicks, man.
But listen, eBay needs to end unpaid items. Number one reason, credibility.
Yeah.
Credibility both amongst resellers and buyers. So they've been promising this for years. For years, we've had direct conversations face to face with eBay execs that promised us this would end. And we're not the only ones, right? There's bigger YouTubers, right? I remember Rally Roots did I think they've done like 2 or 3 videos of these where they've talked to eBay and they've expressed their frustration on YouTube videos. And so this doesn't mean that a bunch of resellers are just going to go like, I'm done with eBay, we're leaving. No, I love eBay, right? It's how I make my full-time living. eBay is great. I love selling secondary goods, and eBay is the marketplace for that. But I'm losing trust. Like if right now another platform that had the ability to overtake eBay showed up on the scene, right? And some people argue that maybe Whatnot. I don't think it's Whatnot.
It's not Whatnot.
I think Whatnot has a niche,
it's
and I think
different.
It does great where it's at. But if somebody became innovative and found a way, right? Because there's been a lot. I'm on a bunch of other platforms that are kind of eBay-ish, but they're never going to overtake eBay. But if somebody showed up and they said, hey, by the way, we're going to make sure you get paid every time you have a sale, I guarantee a lot of sellers would move on over. But eBay right now, right, has the ability to not be as concerned because they know they are the kings of secondary goods.
Yeah, they hold that space. So it kind of gives them a little bit of leverage as far as adjusting this. And it is interesting that they continue to do this. There's got to be a reason for it. And there have been improvements. They've done things that improve this, including the fact that if you accept an offer now, you get to see whether or not you'll get paid as soon as you accept the offer versus, not.
But sometimes that doesn't happen.
It's true. So, but it is a step. I mean, so there have been baby steps in the right direction, but I think that the confusion resellers have.
You should be eBay's PR person.
Why have they not just done this? No, I mean, I'm just trying to say like, this is where we were, this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
But, so point number 2 is it's kind of the industry standard. Like I think the expectation, like we talk about, the expectation of industry standards have affected eBay in a lot of ways in that
free shipping, free returns.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like free shipping or free returns from Amazon or other sites, Walmart, have basically made it that, well, as a seller, you're just going to have to do that on eBay because that's what buyers expect. But why isn't the inverse the case in the sense of, hey, okay, so now I have to basically do free shipping or accept returns or do free returns because that's what buyers expect. Well, if you're a company like Amazon or a seller on Walmart or all these other places, you know you're going to get paid. Like they can't. I mean, if I put something in my cart, because it's kind of almost what it's like. I put something in my cart in Amazon and I'm like, all right, purchase. And I go through the process and I start the purchase. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to finish this. I just don't finish it. And then I never buy the item.
Correct.
But like on eBay, people actually buy the item and then it can go.
It's like they put it in their cart
days without paying. But my item is I can't do anything with it. So it's the industry standard in the sense of like customers know on every platform, like if I want to buy this item, I've got to pay for this item. We haven't had layaway since Kmart, and Kmart hasn't existed in like what, a decade?
Interesting, right?
Right. So people know that they have to do that. Now, the only place where I'd say maybe it's not the industry standard, and I think is eBay like holding on to the fact that like something like
I'm waiting for this one.
Facebook Marketplace, like local deals, like I can offer somebody like, hey, I'll pay you $30 for that. Sure, let's meet up at the Starbucks on 1st and 2nd Street, and you make the deal, but then you don't show up. Like you didn't actually have to pay money before you met them. So like, is it kind of like, well, the secondary market, like sometimes it takes. That's the only thing I could think that they're holding on to. But
no, like there's nowhere. I can go to Poshmark. I can go to Mercari. I can go to Whatnot. I can go to Together. I can go to Bonanza. I can go to every single platform. And when somebody buys something from me, they pay for it.
Tell me what you really think, Orlando.
I'm serious. Like it doesn't make any sense. eBay somehow, I have said this before, I think they moved away from everybody selling on the platform. And maybe people do. But if you're a full-time reseller, this is frustrating. And I've had people comment, like we did a poll last week on Instagram about would you rather have send offers, international shipping, whatever, or not have any of those and just make sure people pay on time. Overwhelmingly, people said we'd rather have people pay on time because send offers is great, but not if you send the offer and somebody accepts and they don't pay you. So what's the point? It's just a waste of time.
Yeah, don't waste my time.
Right. And so what ends up happening is items get held hostage. Right. And for lack of a better word. So you have an item that, you made a deal, right? Most of the time when you accept an offer, you send the offer, you're making that deal for a little less because you are anticipating that person is going to pay right away. Right. You're like, hey, as long as you pay, right? How many times have we had people message us like, hey, here's my offer, but I promise I'll pay right away. Like, why is that loophole even there? Like, why is that a negotiation tool for buyers to say, hey, I'll pay right away? That's silly. Like, I can't go anywhere, right? The only negotiation tool I have, let's say when I buy a car is, I'll pay cash if you give me this price. But it's never like, hey, car dealership, I'll make sure to pay you today before I leave. Like, no, you are not driving off the lot. Right. You are not. No one's signing anything until they know that you're going to pay.
Well, you're going big there. Like, I mean, let's just go more like realistic.
Okay.
You walk into Target and you got $80 worth of stuff in your cart, and you walk up and you tell the cashier, like, look, how about we do 75, but I'll pay you before I leave.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They'd be like, no, like everybody pays us before they leave. Like that's not a negotiating like tactic. Like you can't do that.
Or hey, by the way, I know the sales today, but can you hold this for 4 days?
Now, okay, rain checks are a thing. I remember that being cool. Like if they run out of something, but yeah, I mean that's a good one. So yeah, it holds your item hostage in the sense that then you can't do anything with it. Like it's stuck in the, hey, somebody's bought this. 2 days has gone by. They haven't paid. Now maybe the market has changed, especially if it's hot items. Like that's really what we're talking about a lot of times is, hey, the sport team is about ready to be playing and somebody bought this item and then now it's being held and they didn't pay. And then I end up having to cancel this and now the game is over and now the hype is gone. And what I could have sold for $150. Now, if I'm lucky, I'm going to be able to sell for $50 because somebody decided to buy it, but not pay. Like that's where it really gets frustrating. I think that's where a lot of people really feel like, hey, my item was held hostage. I couldn't even do anything with it. I couldn't sell it. It wasn't available to other buyers. And that's really what we need to happen. And it can also mess with your schedule. Like that's the next point is sometimes you accept an offer or you send an offer based on the idea that, hey, I'm going to be able to make it to the post office by this time today. If somebody accepts this, if they pay, or if I accept this offer, I can pack this up and ship it. And then they don't pay. And then it's like, okay, well, I guess they don't pay. And then like you go to the post office the next day and then they pay. And then now it's like by the time I get home and I pack this thing, but because of when they paid, like I have same day delivery and they paid at a wrong time. And now and it could really mess you up.
Or you go on vacation. I had before where I had 5 items that I accepted offers on. And the next day I was going to leave them for vacation. And sure enough, I had to call eBay. I had to spend time on the phone saying,
because there's some unpaids and
because there's some unpaids and I don't want to get defects.
Yep, and you're on vacation. Yeah, it's horrible.
Or what about the time? Like they send you a little payment reminder, right? Send them a payment reminder. Why? Why do I have to spend that time? Right? Why do I have to contact the buyer? Why do I have to be a bill collector?
Yeah,
like,
spicy. This episode's spicy.
No, but it's seriously, it's. People, I had somebody. This is our next point, not our last one. There's somebody that commented on Instagram last week and said, "Hey, it's not that big a deal. You just cancel and move on." It's not that simple. Let's say I cancel it, and then then the person gets upset and they're like, "Hey, I was going to pay you in 3 days. I was going to pay you in 2 days. What are you? Is eBay going to remove that negative feedback? Is eBay going to remove that comment? Is eBay going to side with me?" Probably not. Right. And so, now we're just like, we're stuck. Like we have to follow the 4-day rule. Right. And why is it 4 days? Right. Can we just make it 24 hours? Can we just shorten that? Why does it have to be why does it have to be somebody buys something on Friday and they have until Monday or Tuesday of the next week? What if I was hoping that weekend that I could pack things and I have a 9 to 5 and on Monday, I just don't have time to deal with it. Right. I got to go to work. I got to go to my kid's baseball game. I got to, whatever you have going on. And so if we cancel it, we get penalized. Right. So it doesn't make sense. Now, this last one is the reason why I really don't understand. Do you want to, I'm going to calm down a little bit here.
Honestly, I have no idea. eBay makes more money. What do you mean by that?
Well, if people just pay right away, eBay gets paid.
But here's the thing. So that's where I'm like, okay, that makes sense from our side.
From a logical sequence.
But I can't believe that a company as successful as eBay is making a poor business decision. Like there has to be a reason. Like in the long run, they have to have done the math and realized if we do delayed payment, we're going to make an extra blah, blah, blah amount versus if we do immediate payment, we're going to be making blah, blah, blah less. Like it has to be like they have to have the data. There has to be a reason they're doing this, even if it doesn't make sense to us. Otherwise, what the heck? Like how long would this take IT to fix? Like a couple of days and a few $1,000s. Like, hey, we need you to adjust the system so it's automatic payment.
Oh, you mean $1 billion company?
Like there has to be something. There has to be some reason they haven't done this yet. And because they constantly are pushing it back, but they never give sellers the real reason. It's always like, we want to do this, but like it's coming and don't worry. But like they haven't even said like, there's a reason we don't do it. So it's like they're trying to appease both. Like there's something.
Who are they appeasing?
I don't know.
Okay.
There has to be a reason. Like people don't
eBay. If you want to make money, just make people pay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd rather deal with somebody that buys something and then they change their mind and they want to cancel it. Right. Or listen, the bottom or you get the other scenario where the person wants to return it later. Right. But at least that person paid. Right. And chances are when somebody gets something that they like, returns aren't that big of a deal. Like we have returns and it's only like 1 to 3% of all our sales. And so what is the big deal? Right? Every platform does it. You've promised that this was going to happen. We want to make sure our items sell. We want to spend more time with our families. We don't want to get penalized for canceling sales. And we want eBay to make more money, which means we all win. And with that being said, make sure to be real,
be relevant,
and be reselling. Fix unpaid items. Thank you. Peace.